Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. You're at Cheryl's Creative Corner and my name's Cheryl. Today we're going to make some Jeep Duck Keychains. These are so cute. I was messing around with them and trying to make one. I ended up making one by putting down some of the Let's Resin metallic antique gold powder. You know, I did the brush on method and poured it, but a lot of it didn't stick to the deck because of the light not being able to go through thoroughly. So, but I'm going to try a different method. And what I did though after I demolded it, it came out pretty nice, but it was spotty. So I took one of their chrome markers. They have a set of chrome markers. You get 3 silver and 3 gold, and they come in a variety of tips. You get the chisel tip, you get a broad tip, and a pointed tip. So I used that to paint on that and let it dry for a day. And it actually came out nice and smooth, better than I expected it to. So, but what we're gonna do today is I'm going to try different mediums. First, I'm gonna use my Sigwang yellow. This is meant for, well, I mean, it says for epoxy and UV resin. I mean, as long as you don't make it too thick as a pigment, you know, then it'll be fine, you know, so that the light can come through. So we're going to try one with this. Then we're going to do the Let's Resin yellow alcohol ink. I did pour the back of it with the alcohol ink, which it looked like a nice, like honey color. So that came out really pretty. But I don't like how it's like a honey yellow and then gold. So I'd rather it just kind of be, you know, one color. And then the next one we're going to use the Chang Tikiji. I probably butchered the name. You can probably see the name right there. Gold yellow mica powder. I use that in another one that I'll show you after because it's too cute to show now. And then we're going to use the Let's Resin metallic powder in antique gold, which is what I originally did this deck. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it. All of these I'm going to mix. I'm not going to do the brush on method. That way I can kind of control the opacity of it and everything. And the last one is the Let's Resin chrome powder in gold. This is really sparkly and pretty and shimmery. It's going to be really pretty. I bought these duck molds off Amazon. They came as a set of 5, and I made some previously using epoxy. They came out really cute, and one of them I'll show you after. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my gloves on and get everything ready, and then we'll get started. Another thing I did want to say is what we're going to do too is for the headlights, I'm going to put some clear tape back here, and we're going to fill in those holes with the Let's Resin UV white resin, and then we'll do his eyes in the Let's Resin UV black. All right, let me go ahead and get my gloves on and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start out using the UV clear resin from Let's Resin. I'll link all the products that I use down in the description box. And I'm going to pour a pretty good amount because this is going to take a lot to fill this in, and I'm not sure exactly how much, but I will measure. I'll see how much we have on the little cup. I'm really kind of mostly wanting to get at least a good layer down first, and then we can just back the rest in clear, and it'll still work. So this is about 1/4 ounce, and I do actually believe each one of these is just under 1/2 ounce. So let me go ahead and. These little cups are really amazing. They have all the different measurements. So even if you wanted to just make 1/2 ounce of resin, not have to do the full 1 ounce or 2 ounces. These have everything from 1/8 ounce, 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce, 3/4, and then 1 fluid ounce. So I haven't done that yet with epoxy, but I will try that next time because sometimes I get tired of mixing more resin, you know, to have to end up using it for other molds. So first, let's do the most translucent first. Oh, I should have actually used this old, kind of looks like honey or pea. Okay. All right, that's kind of gross. All right, so we'll give this a good shake, then we'll stir. And I'm gonna probably do maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drops. That looks pretty good. Another thing too, what I went to go get is I was trying to find like some stiff paper or cardstock or thin cardboard, and so that to put this underneath, so that way when I need to lift it up and take it over here to the light, you know, I don't spill it. So otherwise, you know, you risk, you know, these bend depending on how full it is. I don't really plan on getting it that full, but you never know. Is I'm going to take a quick piece of tape here and just kind of dab out the mold in areas in case there's any little hairs that got stuck. It also does really well at cleaning off the mold too. Maybe I should do the gold first, and that way it'll pick up some of this residual. I don't know, what do you think? Or since I already have that, what I'll do is I'll use one of my other molds. Bright idea. So how many people have a Jeep? What kind of Jeep do you have? I know that this little duck traditions, I guess, started around COVID time. Oh my goodness. It started around COVID. A lady was trying to do some gestures of kindness during a hard time, and so she was putting them on Jeep Wranglers, and then it kind of just spread to all the other kinds of different Jeeps. Years ago, my dad used to have a Jeep Renegade. It was red, and it was fun when my stepmom would go drive with the top down. Actually, I'm going to leave it like this, and then when it's time, I'm just going to slide this under. That way I can see. So, yeah, it was fun going four-wheeling up in the mountains in it, and it was a blast. Good times. Now I have a Jeep Cherokee. It's just the regular SUV style one, but my goal is to not just pass these out to Jeep Wranglers or Rubicons or anything like that. I want to let all Jeeps be included in this little fun tradition. I think it's hilarious though when a Jeep comes up behind me and they've got like a whole dashboard full of ducks. I think it would be fun to include all Jeeps. I did see like a YouTube show, and somebody was talking about the tradition and how it started and everything. And people would actually have, there was one where somebody connected a little disc that connected to their side mirror, and it was a rubber duck landing pad. So when people wanted to drop off, you know, duck the Jeep, they can just set it on top of it. Most of the time, I guess they set them on top of the side mirrors. I thought that was funny. So yes, I'm going to try to spread some fun and do something a little different for regular Jeep owners. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to give a little quick spritz of some alcohol. Always use 91% to 99%. Anything else has too much water in it. And give these a nice light pour. Mostly start right around the edges so that way it'll fill in, and then have time for all the little bubbles to, you know, come up and pop.
To brighten your view, big wheels rolling, hearts on display. A little quack quack love on a sunny day. We're ducking Jeeps, oh can't you see? Rubicons, Wranglers, and Cherokees. Every rig deserves a little cheer, with a baby duck hitching a ride in the rear. Quack quack, pass it on, spread the glee. Ducking Jeeps and rubber drinks set us free. Keychains dangle like a treasure in hand, made with bubbles and a rising duck band. There's a Sophie shine where the sunlight lands, a tiny hitchhiker riding through the sand. No matter the model, no matter.
I think this is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my dual-sided UV lamp for a quick cure, and then I'll put a nice thin layer of just clear resin. So let me go ahead and start this. I'm going to start it high so it doesn't wrinkle. I hope that there's no bubbles in there. Anyway, here we go. All right, let's see. It's tacky, so that's okay. Let's turn this off and then get the clear. I mean, if you wanted to, you could probably back it in the white resin, but the whole idea of this is to try to keep this as yellow as possible for rubber duckies.
A duck's a duck in this Jeeping game. We're ducking Jeeps, oh can't you see? Little Hawks, Renegades, and Cherokees. Every rig deserves a little cheer, with a baby duck.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick this in here, and I'm gonna put it in here for 3 minutes. That should be plenty long. And then we're gonna move on to the second one. Now, what I like to do is while I'm doing some projects, you know, that are, I put my box of gloves in front of it to block off the UV so when I'm working on it doesn't start curing. The next one we'll do is we'll do the Sigwang epoxy resin colorant yellow for epoxy resin and UV resin. These are really nice colors, relatively decent price. I got these off of Amazon probably about a year ago. So we're gonna use this one since it's gonna be probably pretty translucent.
Every rain deserves a little cheer, with a baby duck hitching a ride in the rear. Quack, quack, pass it on, spread the glee. Ducking Jeeps and rubber drinks and a spree. Keychains dangle like a treasure in hand, made with bubbles and a rising duck band. There's a Sophie shine where the sunlight lands, a tiny hitchhiker riding through the sand. No matter the model, no matter the name, a duck's a duck in this Jeep in game. We're ducking Jeeps, oh can't you see? Frillo Hawks, Renegades, and Cherokees. Every rig deserves a little cheer, with a baby duck hitching a ride in the rear. Quack, quack, pass it on, spread the glee. Ducking Jeeps and rubber drinks set us free.
And for this one, we are going to do the Ching Tik Ji. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a really pretty.
We're ducking Jeeps, oh can't you see? Trail Hawks, Renegades, and Liberties. Every rig deserves a little cheer, with a baby duck hitching a ride in the rear. Quack, quack, pass it on, spread the glee. Ducking Jeeps and rubber drinks set us free. Quack, quack, pass it on, spread the glee. Ducking Jeeps and rubber drinks set us free.
For the chrome powder or metallic part powder, and maybe for the chrome powder.
Golden resin swirls in the morning light, casting ducks for a joyride ride. Big one's gold, the baby's just a spark, hitching a ride, leaving bubbles in the dark. Yellow and gold in every hue, a little bit of sunshine just for you. Quack, quack, we're ducking Jeeps, Rubicons, Wranglers, the road keys. Cherokees roll, Renegades glide, with a duck on the dash, it's a wilder ride.
And let's move on to our last one. I'm going to mix everything up and I'll be right back. All right. Now, just like with that one, I'm going to do just a tiny bit less.
Quack, quack, robbery cheer, spreading smiles far and near. A driveway full of four-wheel dreams, from muddy trails to mountain streams. Every duck's a story, a laugh, a grin. Toss it on a Jeep, let the fun begin.
Okay, so I've got everything cleaned up here, and then we got our ducks. So we're gonna go ahead and unmold them, and we'll unmold them in the order that we did it. Oh wait, I think I did. Yes, I did the alcohol ink first. So this is using the Let's Resin alcohol ink in the yellow. Look how cute. Isn't that adorable? So pretty. There's just a few bubbles, a few on the edge, but nothing really major. What do you think? I'm not sure if I'm going to do top coats, because trying to do a top coat between all these, that would take a long time, but you know, it's up to you on, you know, your preference. I mean, these are just going to be random gifts, you know, that I'm going to do. So yeah, so there's one. All right, this is using the Sigwang yellow. Pretty. Sorry, I was adjusting my glasses. Yeah, of course, bubbles, just like I figured, you know, but maybe with epoxy it might be a little bit different, since, you know, you can remove a lot of bubbles beforehand. If anybody knows if I actually never even thought about trying to use a debubbler for UV resin. I mean, I saw Evan and Kate show they debubbled shampoo. They were doing Daniel Cooper's experiment with UV resin inside a clear shampoo, and so they wanted to debubble the shampoo. You should watch that episode. It's hilarious. Okay, this is using the one I can't pronounce, the Chang Taikji gold yellow. Very nice. It turned out actually really well, just like the one that I made with epoxy. But these are going to be a little bit more durable, and you know, if they're card keys, you know, can probably withstand heat a little bit longer. Or if anybody's sits it in their Jeep, that's really cute. That turned out really good. And then, like I said, the other one I made was with epoxy, doing the same, and I mean, it almost looks identical. I'll show you what I did with it after, because I'll probably be doing that with all the others. Ugh, my face is itchy. Okay, now this one is using the Let's Resin metallic powder in antique gold. This is one I'm hoping will have cured through, and I probably will set this back straight in the lamp, but so far it looks good. Oh, it worked. Very pretty. Oh, we got some bubbles. I figured that would happen, especially for this, since I couldn't see anything. But there's some little tiny bubbles right there, and there's a bubble on his tail. I'll show how to fix some of these bubbles. This is an awful lot though to do. I mean, a top coat might help, but not right on the corners. Shoot. I mean, I could file it down and then maybe, I don't know, we'll figure out what to do with that one. But yeah, I mean, that's usually for when you want a top coat too, and I don't know if I want a top coat. So I might file it down and just do a little bit of a like rub some resin on it too. And last but not least, this is the Let's Resin chrome powder in gold. Kind of more looks like a copper. Oh well, that's okay. Well, what do you think? That's pretty too. So shiny and shimmery in the back. And that one you can see some of the flaws. Pretty, pretty. All right, so this one actually doesn't really seem like it needs a lot of trimming. Actually, I'm going to take my gloves off. That way I can feel better. And so let's see, which one do I want to do? I mean, this one's cute. I think we'll do this one. And maybe this one. We'll do them both. And then I'm going to do the other ones later. So what you can do is you can take a clear packing tape. There's also tape that's specifically meant for doing this, for doing UV backings. But what you'll do is you'll take your tape and cover up the opening where you're wanting to fill that, and make sure it's sealed, because you don't want any of the resin to leak underneath the tape. So you give it a nice seal, just like that.
It's not just a toy, it's a secret code, a golden ducky on life's long road from the city streets.
And then we're gonna take, this one actually warped a little bit, just a little. All right, and then we're gonna take, I didn't really need to take my gloves off yet, because I forgot I'm gonna do well, I'll just be really careful. Actually, I'm gonna fill them up on the black background. You just carefully drip it in. You don't want to go over.
To the countryside where ducking Jeeps come along for the ride. Quack, quack, we're ducking Jeeps. Rubicons, Wranglers, the road it keeps. Cherokees roll, renegades glide with the duck on the dash. It's a wild ride. Quack, quack.
No, stop. Because I just want to dab just a little bit. I want some more inside of these holes. Oops, where did that just drip? I wasn't paying attention. I don't know where I dripped it. Where did it drip? Just because I don't want to end up touching it. I'm so worried. Oh, I think I touched it. Hold on. All right. So I'm going to just drip some more in here just to fill it up a little bit more. I just didn't want to do it straight from the jar or bottle, because I didn't want to end up too much going in and then overflowing. And once these are cured, we'll do this on the other side too to make it smoother. Okay, so that's cured for enough right now, just to make sure that, you know, it's not going to end up going through the tape, because you just never know. Now we're going to take the black and we're going to make his eyes. And this is just gonna use just barely even a dot. Barely a little dot. And that actually filled in. The black UV resin has a lot of clear in it. I mean, it's like the clear will surface or show up in spots. All right, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and put them in here and give them a cure. I mean, the dual-sided one. You know what I meant. Do those for a few minutes. These guys out. Bruh. Oh, see, it did actually leak through a little bit. No, it didn't. Yeah, it did. So yeah, see, you gotta make sure that it's sealed all the way around. That's a bummer. Well, I was kind of hoping that that would. So you could also maybe do a super thin layer of white behind it, but then that kind of defeats the purpose of. Sorry everybody, my husband's called me, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the process and maybe fast forward through some of it while I'm talking to him. That one turned out really good. So see, I had a good seal on it. I almost didn't think that that was gonna work. Oh, that turned out nice. Isn't that cute? So doing the last one, filling this in from the back, because that'll have more of a better seal to it from the front. All right, and then pop bubbles, and then we'll cure it. All right, so this one unfortunately has that little flaw right there from the leak. I wish I'd have known that. I'm not sure what I'll do to fix him, or maybe just sand this off. It's just gonna end up ruining the shine. But yeah, one way or another I'll get that fixed. And then this one looks good on both sides. It, for some reason, the white just kind of is like a little bit on the sticky side. So just putting a nice clear over the top will help, you know, remove the sticky. Now it's just hard clear resin. And then we did the eyes on these two. I've got the other ones with the headlight in the dual ended, and I'll show you the one that I finished a while back. And this is what I did. I took a little tiny little duck and I put UV resin on it so he'd sit on the back, and then accidentally resin dripped down, so I was like, oh no. So I ended up putting bubbles around him. So that's what he looks like. Isn't he cute? You know, and I did the same. I didn't even top coat. I just put the little ducky on and attached a key ring. And that's probably what I'm going to do with all the others is put a little ducky on the back. So what I'll do is I will end here, because my husband's going to be home soon and with dinner, even though I just ate. But in the meantime, I'm going to, you know, go ahead and fill in the eyes and top coat. I'm actually coming back because as I'm taking a lot of the tape off, I'm noticing that there's bubbles. So I guess we should take a tool when we're pouring the headlights and make sure that all the bubbles, you know, are removed. But there's bubbles on this one there, a small one right there. So I mean, it's going to be an easy fix. I'll just, instead of using clear resin, I'll just put some white and kind of just lightly dome it to fix it. But, you know, heads up on that. All right, take care. All right, welcome back. I am back to finish these. I figured, you know what, let's just do them on camera. What I'm actually going to do first is I'm going to trim some of these down. A lot of them felt pretty good, but some really needed to be trimmed. This one feels actually really good. Actually, maybe they don't. Some have some little loose edges, so I'm going to put you on a pause and I'll be right back. I'm back. What I'm going to do is, I was messing around with a lot of these, and some of these that had deep wells that were pretty deep and all that, I went ahead and did fill the back in with some UV to kind of help smooth out these edges. I might still sand some, I don't know, because if I do, then I'm gonna have to do another coat. So I might just do some trimming on some of these. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna show you how I attach the little ducks to the backs of these ducks. And when I did this one, I didn't have this lamp and I didn't have my dual-sided lamp. I only had my little flashlight torch. So when I was trying to do this, it was really hard to be able to try to hold the duck on and, you know, in place, and resin was oozing down, which is why I have a lot of bubbles here. Although I do like how there's so many bubbles on this little guy. So to make this a little bit easier and less messy, now that I have this lamp, I'm gonna put a drop of resin on the duck's back. What I did before was I put the resin resin right here and then and then I squished it down, and that's what caused it to start to try to drip down. And I had to have my husband actually do the torch. But now that I've got this handy dandy tool, this works a lot easier. I already did it on the chrome powdered one, and it worked out great with little dripping. So that's awesome. So first I'm going to take just a small little drop of resin. Actually, 1 second. Oops. Ooh, almost lost my bubbles. I just want to make sure that I'm in the camera frame here. I did this real quick and didn't set up the frame and framing everything. All right, so just a little drop that, and then I'm going to get this ready, and I'm going to turn the light on so that way it's already on. And then I'm going to take the duck and just place it, make sure it's kind of centered, and place it right on back. That, and then bring it over here to the light and try to hold it still as much as possible until it just starts to cure. I don't know if you can see this from the camera, but hopefully you get the gist. Okay, so now he's on there strong enough, and I'm gonna turn it around, and so he's on there good. So then I'm going to go ahead and do all the others, and then when I get those completed, wow, that was weird enunciation, completed. When I get these completed, I will come back and we'll put on the bubbles. All right, be right back. I was also going to show you, the one that I spilled over a little bit, I ended up taking just a little file and filing it down, and then I put a nice little layer of clear. I didn't get it perfect. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks a lot better. So doesn't look like it's all spilled. So I just kind of wanted to show you that. But anyway, I was able to get rid of all that spillover. So yay. Be right back. And another thing I wanted to show is I did take the one that I painted with the gold marker. I did end up doing a top coat for it to seal in the marker, and I think it looks great, and it's going to help protect it from scratches, because I'm pretty sure, if that's scratched, it was going to show through. But luckily, the back, if it did scratch, it would show this, but it still wouldn't look good. So having a nice little layer of UV resin over it will help protect it. And then I'm going to fill in the headlights, which I forgot to do. Realize that. Hopefully I won't get any leaking. Yeah, be right back. Okay, I got all the duckies glued on or attached to the other ducks. So now we're going to go ahead and make the bubbles. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use white as the base. Ew. Since, like when you have a bubble bath, even though bubbles are clear, all together, they kind of look white, your bubble bath. So, it'll have a nice little white base, but you'll still see the clear, iridescence of the bubbles. I'm going to do this a little bit at a time because I don't want to do too much and then it end up spilling over. Just a small little drop underneath him, being careful not to dribble it over to the side. And we'll get a semi-medium one and get a couple tiny ones to fill in. Oops, fill in right there. All right, here we go. Oh my goodness. Come on, be the bigger bubble. Get in there with your buddy. All right. Oh, that one just flung somewhere. Oh, it's over here. Chase the bubble.
Cheer, spreading smiles far and near. Just a toy, it's a secret code, a golden ducky on life's long road. From the city streets to the countryside, we're ducking Jeeps, come along for the ride. Quack, quack, we're ducking Jeeps, Wranglers, Renegades, and Cherokee Beats. Rubicons hum, they all take pride, with a duck on the dash, we're feeling alive. Quack, quack, a rubbery cheer, passing smiles year to year.
So what do you think so far? Cute, huh? I really wish my camera focused better. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish doing these and then I'll come back. Okay, be right back. All right, I am done. All done. So what do you guys think? I think they're so adorable. All I need to do now is just put on the jump ring and put the key ring on and they'll be good to go. And thank you so much everybody for joining in. I think this is the end of this video. So please subscribe, like, share, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day everyone. Bye-bye.
Quack, quack, we're ducking Jeeps. Rubicons, Wranglers, the road it keeps. Cherokees roll, Renegades glide. With a duck on the dash, it's a wilder ride. Quack, quack, a rubbery cheer, spreading smiles year to year.